Folks, President Donald Trump is an American like you and me who speaks on the fly about what's wrong with the country. He's done so since his escalator ride the day he announced his candidacy for president. And he's also done so in the whole Trump-Russia allegation nonsense, and of course in this business with former FBI Director James Comey. Many people don't want to hear straight talk about political issues, and some just can't accept it at all. Listen to this exchange between Senator Lindsey Graham and Josh Dickerson on CBS's Face the Nation.
I've gotten to know the president better. I like him. He's got a good agenda. But here's the question. Can you be a street fighter on all things all the time and still be a good president? My advice to the president is every day you're talking about Jim Comey and not the American people and their needs and their desires, their hopes and their dreams, you're making a mistake.
Is he getting in the way of his own agenda?
Yeah, totally. At the end of the day, he's got a good agenda, but this does get in the way of it. So the hearing was pretty good. No collusion with the Russians yet. I don't think obstruction of justice exists here, but every time you tweet about Comey, it's almost like wait for the next wrestling match between Comey and Trump. It should be about what can Donald Trump do to help the lives of the American people and sort of get out of the way here.
Do you think the president was vindicated? He thought he was vindicated?
Well, I think it was true that he's not under investigation for colluding with the Russians, and I don't think what was said amounts to obstruction of justice. Now, what the president did was inappropriate, but here's what's so frustrating for Republicans like me. You may be the first president in history to go down because you can't stop inappropriately talking about an investigation that if you just were quiet would clear you. It's frustrating for me to want to help a man who I think will do big things no other Republican would do.
No, Senator. President Trump will never be vindicated. The left will never let this go, and it speaks volumes about you if you can't see that. Senator Graham is counseling President Trump to stop doing one of the very things that got him elected, bypassing the liberal media filter and going right to the American people. Graham here represents the opinion of many elites in Washington who are just downright confused by this. See, they, the seasoned politicians, engage in constant political talk, spending their lives in endless analyzation of comment after comment, those on the right spinning things in their favor and those on the left in theirs. They pander to groupthink, offering lawyer-reviewed stump speeches full of zingers, focus group-tested phrases, and memorized lines designed to say a lot without meaning anything. Their whole life is about optics and maneuver, and they simply cannot comprehend how such an unpolished person could ever sit in the Oval Office. It just doesn't compute, and it will never make sense to them, and what's worse than that is President Trump is not just talking about what needs to change in America, he's actually making changes, and that drives them even more insane. Even some of his supporters cringe and panic at some of the things Trump says and does. As for Lindsey Graham, his character is on full display. He was against Trump from the get-go, but now that he's president, Graham wants to pander to him. He keeps going on about how he wants to help the president, but then says things unhelpful about him. Mr. Graham, President Donald Trump does not need help from a rival candidate who couldn't even break the 1% barrier during the campaign. The American people are sick and tired of honed Washington doublespeak and appreciate his brand of refreshing honesty. Maybe you should try it.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and donate at theraywarnershow.com.